back when most of you were in diapers still, in 1995, I got run out of a game by the umpires. It started with a sound effect on Click Effects and it ended up with my big mouth getting me run out. One word? Scrumptious.
Hi, I'm Rick Zolger, and I'm in charge of all the fun at Dutchess Stadium. My job is to make sure everyone has a great time when they come to see the team.
The umpires had already called 2 balks. So on the 3rd balk, I played that yeehaw sound effect.
Yeah.
Because it was a 3rd balk, and 2 runs had scored based on balks. And everybody knows that balks are rare. Run scoring balks are crazy rare. So I played the sound effect, and the umpire on the field, not the one behind the plate, runs into our dugout, gets on the phone, and calls me. And says, you can't be doing that. And I'm like, I can't be doing what? Then I hear the guys on our bench start cursing at him. He turns out, I'll run all you jerk-offs out too. And then he turns to me, I said, wait a minute, are you saying you're going to throw me out of this game? And he goes, yes, I will. So at that point, I turn on my headset so people in the stadium can hear me arguing with him, but they can't hear what he's saying to me. So my exact words were, wait, let me get this straight. A guy who went to his high school prom 4 months ago was going to throw me out of a baseball game because of a sound effect. So now I could hear the whole bench laughing hysterically. So now the umpire, the home plate umpire, gets on the phone. I said, this is disrespectful. We can't have this. One more word out of you and you're gone. So they go back out to the field. The next inning, another balk is called. And then the bottom of the following inning, they call a balk. And I go on the PA system and I say to all the world, that's it. The only way either one of you 2 clowns gets to the major leagues is if you buy a ticket. And the guy at second base had a real problem with that. So he literally goes from the ground and he's like, you're out of here. Home plate up takes off his mask. He stands there, puts his hands on his hips like he's the genie from the lamp, and he's going to run me out of here. So the crowd now is going nuts. So I decided, okay, let's make one more statement. When I'm going out of the ballpark. I go out the PA booth window. The crowd is going nuts, standing ovation, yelling and screaming.
That's awesome.
I get to the bottom and the people carry me out. As I'm walking out of the building, the weird part was the crowd is still really loud and out of control. Can I have another Diet Coke, please? I get in the car, and for the first time ever, I can listen to the broadcast on radio. And these guys, thank you. These guys are going on and on about, oh my God, Zolder just got thrown out of the game. He's going to get in trouble. He might get fired. And I'm already nervous that I might get fired as it is, and I don't know how much I'm going to get fined. My big mouth got me in trouble. Here's to you. There's a guy by the name of Gabe Pressman, who is this big-time news guy in NBC in New York, WNBC, who happens to have a summer home here, and he saw that. So he calls the cable company and says, are the working parts available for that ejection from your PA announcer the other night? He goes, yes. And lo and behold, Len Berman is doing the sports live at 5 with Chuck and Sue, and Al Roker, a thin wisp of a lad in those days. And they break out this story.
That's awesome.
And it gets such a big reaction that they then send it to every single NBC affiliate in the country. So I'm getting calls from people in Las Vegas, LA, Seattle, like, what did you do? The second weird part is that the Renegades were losing when the fans carried me out of the building. The fans were so loud and so obnoxious the rest of the night that the team got so fired up, they came back and won the game.
That's cool.
And they paid my fine. The players all chipped in. Remember, they were making like $900 a month. They all chipped in to pay my fine so I could do PA the next night. So that night, our manager, Bump Wills, he comes up and says to me, we paid your fine, but you still have to have a meeting with the umpires. I'm like, why? You paid my fine. He goes, doesn't matter. They want to talk to you. So these poor guys, and literally they walk in, they're like 19 years old. They're fresh out of umpiring school. They got, pimples and bad hair, and they're a mess. And they walk in the door, I go, let me tell you something, fellas. That was nonsense last night. I shouldn't have said what I said, but there's no way you call 5 balks in a professional baseball game. You need to get it straight. Don't come in here yelling at me. And they were both like, hi. They had nothing to say. I said, great talk. And they walk back out and they leave. The guy who works at Sports Illustrated, he sees the NBC Len Berman report, and that's how I end up in that thing. This is a picture of Mickey Mantle. You guys probably don't even know it, but I'm in that issue, and my story is in that to the right of his picture is my story in Sports Illustrated. So, me being what I am, a wise ass, getting involved, I get run out of a game, people find out about it all over the country, then it ends up in Sports Illustrated. The first PA announcer ever to get thrown out of a ball game.
That's
And let me tell you, it was well worth it, but it was ridiculous. And I got so much mileage out of it, it's ridiculous. No, absurd. It's scrumptious. Good night, everybody. Drive safe. God bless America. I'm Rick Zolzer.